Oh, hello. Where did you wander in from? Are you lost? The exit? Well, I would be delighted. It is a subject I'm rather well versed in. But please do stop me if I descend too far into self-indulgence. My name is Bardin. I am the Spacing Guild representative here in Erekeen. What I am about to say may sound like arrogance, but truth is proof against arrogance, and this is the obvious and inescapable truth. I am better than Erekeen. Yes, you know that little detail did vex me my first week here. Played havoc with my sleep. However, I soon struck upon the truth, and I have slept like a fattened babe ever since.
Dominik! Wymyty! Do łóżeczka już!
I am being tested. Every day I come to work, keeping my gown immaculate in this sandy hell. Oh, indubitably. This place and all of its denizens will be a footnote in my career. No offense. None of this helps me to face all my challenges here with better humor. I have smiles enough for all. Certainly. What shall the two of us palaver?
Greetings. I trust I need no introduction. Listen now to the words of Haldebordesio. We are the musician kings and queens. Our voices cause even the mute vacuum of space to quake. From our beauteous homeworld of Chusuk, we cultivate an oasis for the arts, culture, and learning. Our history is relatively short, yet grand. Our founder, Francesco Verota, raised us from humble instrument makers to a minor house under Padishah Emperor Almarak III. We arrested the Siridar earldom of Chusuk from House Mandevald in the 9th millennium. We seized the day. We charmed destiny itself. Mistake us not for erudite peacocks. We enjoy a history of glorious military and economic accomplishment. We simply have the skill to sing it. You may tell your chums that you have met a god, for you have been in the presence of Haldebordesio. Heresy! Is it possible, however astoundingly improbable, that you have not heard the name of the legendary Haldebordesio? Acclaimed leggero tenor, beloved raconteur, a name both whispered in hushed reverence and shouted in exalted joy as the crowd begs for another encore. Come now, I am the poet laureate of the known universe. The mind reels. But rather than tarnish this moment with my ego's righteous wrath, let us instead celebrate an end to your ignorance. The Landsrat has only recently passed judgment. We require more time to tally our needs.
Keep your distance. We can converse at arm's length. What do you want? In this terminally dull exchange, or here at the Treasury? I suppose the answer is the same to both questions. Not that it's any of your business. But it is a matter of public record. I am the 5th son of Graf Heino Flaxenrad of the Alpha Hydrae Flaxenrads. Doubtless you've heard of us. We are a prominent house minor in the Carina orbit. But while it's true that I was afforded every advantage, certain expectations are placed upon the shoulders of every young scion. Especially if you're not firstborn or grandnephew of the Emperor. You are still expected to find a way to serve your family before father cuts you off. And regrettably, the best appointments are long since handed out by the time it gets to son number 5. By then, all that's left is finance or, perish the thought, a commission in the House Guard. A fate worse than death. But at least I'm not a girl. Nothing, but I've been ordered around by my older brothers for the first half of my life. That's long enough. Besides suffering this audience with you... Oh, you really expected an answer. I am the Imperial Treasurer here in Araki. As such, it is my sworn duty to receive, count, and convey His Imperial Highness's right and proper incomes. How would I know? It seems my lot in life is to stand here and be interrogated by nitwits. As unbelievable as it may be, His Imperial Highness has yet to consult me on allocating his vast income. But I would definitely advise him that his treasury officers could use improved security. There's entirely too much riffraff getting in.
Say, stranger, how about staking a broken-down old trooper to a Solari or two? Promise I won't spend it on Samuda. Okay, if I'm being honest, I actually will spend it on Samuda, but don't let that put you off. My life is already a pile of greasy spice shit. You can't make it any worse. Promise. And I want a shipping container packed with fresh Akazi white. Sometimes life ain't fair. Excuse me. Keep walking, Parson. It ain't Sunday. And I sure as hell ain't listening to any sermon without the free soup. And yet you're still here yapping. How about you walk away, Parson, before I share my fist with your face? Savvy? Some days it is, and some days it isn't. Some days I like to wake up and play a little game called, Am I Going to Die Today? It's a fun little thing I do with a Mala pistol, but I guess I haven't won yet. I'm still here. Not like a bullet, but I've failed at every other important job in my life. Why should my death be any different? You don't know the half of it. But for now, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Know what I'm saying? That's precisely what I'm saying. So how about it? Ooh, face down in a Samuda haze. Now you're speaking my love language. You ask too much, stranger. I've spent the last years ridding my life of obligation. I sure as shit don't need to take on any more. And nothing personal, but you don't look like you got what it takes. I know a soldier when I see one, and you ain't it. There it is. You got some teeth on you after all. You're not going to stop harassing me until I do, are you? How do I even know you're worth my time? Face down in the gutter. I'm still the best damn combat instructor sucking air on this planet. No, don't answer. That's not the kind of question you answer with words. You answer with results. All right then, Boot. You want a mission? I'll give you a mission. I need you to find a slaver camp in the Haga Basin. Nothing special, just your run-of-the-mill flesh peddlers. These particular slavers are said to possess a technology I'm looking for, called servo-stim transmitters. I want you to kill all the slavers and take their stuff. You keep everything but the transmitters. Those you bring to me. Pull that off, Boot, and I'll teach you not to look like such a boot. I'm in, Sergeant, is the correct response. The details are in the contract, Boot.
Why is this person speaking with us? Portafoy, would you remove them from my sight? Wait. Portafoy, disregard last order. We must not physically harm the peasants. I can already hear grandmother's lecture in my head. Oof. It appears that now that I am Imperial Planetologist, it is unseemly to harm the paws, even just for fun. Very well, what do you want? I don't think you could get into any school that I attended. Your bone structure betrays you. Oh, I have no doubt you hail from some sort of bucolic backwards nobility, but you walk among titans now, hayseed. Restrain yourself. You're a noble of sorts. Enjoy the ride. But know your place, and don't embarrass yourself. What a delightful topic of conversation. Perhaps you are worthy of dallying in my presence, at least for a little longer. I am Cyprian Ione, Imperial Planetologist, as appointed by our Padishah Emperor. I have, after years of hardship, risen to my rightful station. Hard indeed. My elder brother, the Narduke of our family, was favored. He spent all of his time at the capital, while I was kept at our estate. Kept from the sphere of politics, held apart from my true calling. Instead, I was sent the finest tutors and scholars to teach me. Were you not paying attention? I just explained the hardship. My credentials? My birthright is the only credential I need, Paul. I am grand-nephew to the Padishah Emperor Shaddam Corino IV. I could have Portafoy kill you right here in the open, and nothing would be done about it. Well, that's not completely true. Someone would have to clean you up. No, I didn't say that. Don't put words in my mouth. Did Fenric put you up to this? Damn it, he knows I claim no authority here.
Another slack-jawed peon come to gawk at your betters. Portavoy, have the rabble removed, please. From whom? A fellow planetologist, you say? And you've come from the Academy with a message? Oh, yes, him. Oh, he's still alive, then. And he sent you with a report? Yes, Portavoy can take those for further study. And how was Derek? Is he... well? Kynes? The old planetologist. What does he want with Kynes' work? Oh, I see. I see what he's doing. He's trying to undermine me. He wants proof that Kynes wanted him in this position instead of me. He wants to show the Emperor that he's a better choice for planetologist. Well, it won't happen. Portavoy, destroy those Shigawai reels. And you, return to Derek and inform him that his request is denied. He will never have access to Kynes' research. Now, be gone.
Who are you? My name is Zane DeWitt. The sharing of personal details is exceedingly noisy, exceedingly exhausting. I compute no benefit. Yes, a mentat of no inconsiderable skill. I served House Harkonnen. Now, I do not. I apply my skills in this underworld. That is more than you need to know. Shall. I calculated you... Curious, very curious. Your deduction that I can offer this training is accurate. However, I compute your mind is not ready for such rigors. Mentats make mistakes, but not often. This conversation is terminated. I calculated you returning a half hour ago. Curious, very curious. Your deduction that I can offer this training is accurate. However, I compute your mind is not ready for such rigors.
My friend, you buy some water. Welcome. How may I assist you?
Good to meet you. I see by that token that an Atreides official deems you worthy to deal with me and my wares.
You strike me as someone with something to offer the great House Wallach. I have a sense for these things. My name is Vera Vogel. I proudly serve the needs of the Landsraad envoys of House Wallach here on Arrakis. I'd ask you to tell me about yourself, but I'm already learning a great deal about you as we speak. Enough to know you offer a rare sort of danger or benefit. I would like to explore the latter. Not as such, but you have a good eye. I received some training from a Bene Gesserit. House Wallach enjoys a close relationship with the Sisterhood. Many find our association with the Bene Gesserit to be mysterious, and far be it from me to spoil such mystique. Our motto is God, Imperium, House. We enjoy a rich history as renowned conquerors. House Wallach attained its name and titles 5 millennia ago. The house's founder was a former Bursik general of the Imperial Sardaukar. To this day, scions of Wallach are sent to be trained by the Sardaukar. We're not quite the same conquerors of our history, but that influence does colour our present in more subtle ways. There is no better place to perch and sample the intrigues of this contentious planet.
You were expected. Don't look so shocked. As the Duke's master of assassins, I must know the movement of every grain of sand in Arrakeen. You are free to roam the city as you please. Cause no trouble, and you'll never have to acquaint yourself with the more disturbing aspects of my title. I don't have many informants out in the Haga Basin, but I know you've been working with Derek Chinara. So I'll answer your questions about Kynes in return for some information about your friend Chinara. Yes? Then here is my first question. Does Derek Chinara have any affiliation with the Harkonnen? Thank you for the information. Ask your question about arrogant, wild, deeply intelligent, able to slip my spies at will and feign nonchalance. Kynes didn't care about our war. Not until the Fremen got caught in the crossfire. It was as if Kynes had a different agenda altogether. But now I believe it is my turn. Derek Chinara is interested in the Imperial testing stations. Why? That's an old dream, very long ago. It explains his interest in the ecological testing stations, though. Now, Kynes would never say, not the spice. Maybe anthropological work with the Fremen. Kynes was always with them, and applying my mentat faculties to it. I see a large probability that whatever Kynes was researching was near Sietch Tar in Haga Basin. Movement patterns, Sietch and lab visits. Highest probability is that Kynes was performing Fremen-oriented research out of Sietch Tar. Ah, but that's not the bargain. A question for a question. And here is mine. Why are you helping Derek Chinara? Well, learning is never to be discouraged. Still, I sense there is more than that. Never mind. Let me tell you about Sietch Tar. It's a Fremen place, though long destroyed by the Sardaukar. The Sietch itself was destroyed in the battle, but the entrance still exists. In Haga Basin, north of Misa Toril, where the Udum meets the Shield Wall. That's all that remains of Kynes and Sietch Tar.
Salutations. What business do you have with House Mutelli? My name is Americo Mutelli, second nephew to the Count himself, Lambert Mutelli. I am here to represent the interests of my uncle and great house on Landsrat business. I'll vote on behalf of my house on the decrees that best serve House Mutelli and our closest friends. I wonder, are you a friend of my house? House Mutelli is known throughout the Imperium for collecting information and data, in much the same way other great houses collect spies. Of course, our most prized asset is the Mutelli Archives Complex, the most comprehensive repository of knowledge in the known universe. Imagine a library, but on the scale of a city. Then, of course, we have the School of Diplomacy and Intergalactic Relations. More than a third of the current Landsrat body count themselves alumni of that august institution. Whether one seeks to buy or sell knowledge, look for the oldest gathering place on the planet, and you will find House Muteli there.
Hey there. What do you need? If range is what you're after, nothing's going to beat an ornithopter, but you already knew that. What you're going to need to do to maximize your range is to find the perfect balance between fuel capacity, consumption, and storage. We're not talking about a gunship. You're not going to want to weigh yourself down with heavy weapon pods.
You're back! Did he listen? Do I have access to the research of kinds? Why? Why does it harm him to let me see the work that Kynes was doing? Did I ever tell you why I became a planetologist? My parents were peons, planet-bound servants. But the planet we lived on was barely populated. It was an agri-world, crops from pole to pole. We were responsible for almost the entire southern hemisphere. As long as the quotas were met, we were left alone. But I thought we could do more. So I begged my parents for sugar wire reels on farming and planetology. And more, I began to understand the relationships that govern systems. I found a way to increase our crop yields by 70%. House Alexin gained wealth, and I was sent to Kitane to study planetology in earnest. But on Kitane, perhaps we should speak of this another time. That's just it. There is nothing we can do. A more powerful man has decided, and that is that. You've returned. How can this humble botanist be of service? Derek Chinara, planetologist. there! Enemies! Help! Help! I got your back!
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Identify